This is Brandon Lee with BetFirms.com here with your 2012 Philadelphia Eagles football predictions. Tabbed as the dream team by backup quarterback Vince Young in 2011, the Philadelphia Eagles fell flat on their faces. They finished just 8-8 despite having one of the most talented rosters in the NFL. The biggest culprit to the Eagles' poor season was a negative 14 turnover differential. 5 of their losses came by 7 points or less, and almost every one of those setbacks can be blamed on turnovers. After winning 4 straight games to close out the season, while outscoring opponents 125-36 in the process, the Eagles head into 2012 with a ton of momentum. Now it's up to 14th-year head coach Andy Reid to find a way to make all of this talent gel together. Here is a look at the personnel Reid will be working with on offense and defense, and also my prediction on where Philadelphia finishes in the NFC East. The Eagles put up 24.8 points and 399 total yards per game last season to finish number 4 in the NFL in total offense. They are young and talented on this side of the ball, and I look for Philly to improve upon its numbers from a year ago, provided Michael Vick can stay healthy. Vick missed 3 games last season due to a rib injury, but played flawlessly once he returned over the final 4 weeks of the season. On the year, he completed 59.8% of his passes for 3,303 yards with 18 touchdowns and 14 interceptions. He also rushed for 569 yards and 1 score. After averaging 7.2 carries per game in his first 9 contests, Vick only averaged 2.8 over his final 4. I look for Reid to make sure that Vick doesn't try to run too much this year to ensure his health. LaShawn McCoy finished 4th in the league in rushing last season, despite missing the final game with an ankle injury. He is also very useful in the passing game, catching 48 balls for 315 yards and 3 scores. McCoy will be backed up by second-year pro Dion Lewis. Philly boasts one of the most explosive receiving corps in the NFL. Led by Jeremy Maclin and Deshaun Jackson, many players on this unit can take a short catch and turn it into a 60-yard touchdown. Riley Cooper, veteran Jason Avant, and tight end Brent Selleck are also back. The offensive line went from a liability to a team strength last year as it paved the way for 142 rushing yards per game and 5.1 yards per carry while allowing just 32 sacks. The Eagles suffered a big blow this offseason when left tackle Jason Peters ruptured his Achilles twice, and he was arguably their best lineman. Taking his place will be either Demetrius Bell or Chris Dunlap. Center Jason Kelsey and right guard Danny Watkins combined for 27 starts as rookies, and Philly has clearly struck gold with these two. The stop unit played pretty well last season for an 8-8 team. It gave up just 20.5 points and 325 total yards per game while coming up with a whopping 50 sacks, which led the league. If the offense can quit turning the ball over, the Eagles have the type of defense that makes them a Super Bowl contender in 2012. The defensive line is loaded with pass rushers and returns intact. Defensive end Jason Babin, defensive tackle Colin Jenkins, defensive tackle Mike Patterson, and defensive end Trent Cole combined to form arguably the best D-line in the league. Plus, the Eagles used their first-round pick on rookie defensive tackle Fletcher Cox, so they expect him to contribute right away. The linebacker corps has been a weakness over the last few years, and it appears to be once again in 2012. However, Philly has addressed this need by signing middle linebacker DeMarco Ryans from the Houston Texans, while also taking rookie strong side linebacker Michael Kendricks in the second round. Weak side linebacker Brian Roll had a solid rookie year and will battle fellow second-year player Casey Matthews for playing time. Jamar Chaney will give Ryans a run for his money as well. The secondary features corner Nnamdi Asomugha, strong safety Kurt Coleman, and free safety Nate Allen. These 3 are solid, but corner Dominique Rodgers-Cromartie didn't have quite the impact that the Eagles were hoping for last year. Asante Samuel has left for Atlanta, meaning that Rodgers-Cromartie needs to step up and take a hold of the starting job. Now, for my NFC East prediction, I have the Eagles picked to win the division with a 12-4 overall record. The Eagles have a lot of signs pointing upward this season. They finished very strong last year with 4 straight blowout wins to show what they are capable of. The offense cannot possibly be worse at giving the ball away, and the defense is better than it gets credit for, especially when it comes to getting after opposing quarterbacks. They play Arizona from the NFC West and Detroit from the NFC North, which isn't bad. Their road games are very manageable, as they'll likely be underdogs in only 2 games all year. This is Philadelphia's season to win the NFC East and possibly compete for the elusive Super Bowl title.